Hey there, buddy, welcome back to the Skit with Namational. And in this video, today I'm gonna show you a tutorial on how to draw a candle. So let's move on to this sketch. Alright, so I am currently using the circular rendering to complete the background of the sketch. So the circular rendering is actually a very helpful way, because the normal rendering that we do is just the straight lines that we draw, the shading that we do. It takes you see many of those white gaps, and to fill them you see many of the white gaps, but this rendering does not leave. It's better compared to, like, if you want to shade over a large surface area with no gaps in between. So this helps a lot. So this rendering, so what basically is a rendering is something that you the way you move your pencil to get the shade, to perform the shade. It's basically the way you shade. All right, so there are a few number of renderings that help you make the shade, the perfect shade you want to make. All right, so um, I have currently used a four. I don't know. I've used, and yeah, a 4B pencil over here down for the a bit middle part here, but then below I'll be using the 10B and the 8B pencils, and then as I move on further upwards, I'll be using the darker pencils. And previously, you must have noticed that I used the blending stump. The blending stump to blend the area. Actually, you could the blending stump helps a lot in smudging the color with the shade of the paper. It helps in spreading off the color to a large amount of area. And I used a thick blending stump. There are various different types of blending stumps. If you don't have a blending stump, you could actually use any different type of material, such as you could use a tissue paper or anything else. So I'm using the blending stump. It's a thick blending stump. Because the area that I want to blend is a lot. If you want to do like small things with a very small amount of area, I would prefer to use the very tiny blending stumps, which helps a lot for me to complete the eyes. All right, and now I'm doing the rendering, as I said, and you shouldn't just smudge it all up. You could actually complete the whole background by just using a blending stump. But you need to have the pencil effect, which gives it more darkness. More darkness. And also you should perform this slowly and steadily. Don't make it too fast, because you might see those lines there, the marks there, and then it should be smooth, and we don't want those marks to be seen. And make sure you correct your outline like very often. This helps a lot clean the sketch and make you feel more happier, better. um, Cleaning the sketch is actually very important. You could just clean a sketch with an eraser. What I mean by cleaning the sketch means just removing the dirt. It makes you feel happy with the work you've done. Now I'm just rendering it circular, as I said. And first, you don't directly do the dark part. You don't directly go and put full pressure and do the full toning. You do it slowly. First the light tone, and then the dark tone. So tone is basically like the amount of pressure you put on the pencil. Tone is basically the I mean, like, the pressure that you put in the pencil, the darkness of the graphite or the charcoal or any medium. Okay, that's the tone. The less tone means like you've put very less pressure on the pencil, and actually you want it to be more darker, but then you have done made light. So I am adding tone to it. Tonal value is basically the value amount you put, how much tone you put on the paper. All right, that's tone. And now I'm again using the pencil here. As for now, just doing circular rendering, because this rendering helps helps um, helps me a lot in covering large amount of surface area. And now it has got the likeliness. And actually, I started this sketch, just completing the other half, because the left side, the left version of the sketch that I completed, I wasn't able to record it, so I just completed the right hand side, and it's just the same thing. It's just the mirror image of the side. So if you know how to do one side, and the other side would be very, very easy for you to complete, as you've already did the previous one. And make sure you don't have these marks all of this sketch, because it makes it irritated, and it doesn't look realistic. You have to make sure you erase them and smudge them and make them clean and add tone to them to make it look so that it gets the likeliness of the sketch. So I use the butter paper to, you know, it helps me a lot in so that my hand doesn't get the graphite marks. And after this, I again put it on the sketch, which makes it more it smudges it and makes it more dirty. So I don't want that to happen. I want it to look clean. So I use this butter paper right under my hand, to keep my hand safe, and keep the sketch safe from my hand, and not making it more dirty. Because when you press your hand on the sketch and move it constantly, you see that the sketch gets dirty. You see that the sketch, your hand gets marks on it, and then those marks, when again put in the sketch, it gets dirtier. All right, so make sure you have any paper, not necessarily a better paper, anything right under your hand, so that it doesn't, the contact between the hand and the sketch is not there. So I'm doing the circular rendering here again, and I'm completing the sketch. It has got the basic tone, and now if I just smudge it once more and then again render it and smudge it, it will look like the other side of the sketch, and it'll be done then. So I'm again circularly rendering everything. So as it goes on, it's further adding tone to the sketch, making it look more realistic. Alright, so I am using now my blending stump. This blending stump, I'd be again blending it. I'm circularly blending the shade, and it's like there are many different types of blending also. The way how you render the blending stump. So this is the circular rendering of the blending stump, not the graphite pencil, but the blending stump. And you could see that I'm circularly doing it again, and you can see no more marks after you use the blending stump or anything like that, or the tissue, or anything like that. You could now see there are no more marks, no more like stains, or no more dots, no more decorations, no more patches, or anything like that. It's just clean. And now I'm blending it more to make it look more realistic. Now you could see the lower region is dark, and you gotta make those edges more fine by, you can use a scale and then erase the rest part, and after the sketch you can actually cut some parts to not make it look like more big, because I did this and not like a smaller scale. I did this on the A4 size paper, but comparatively smaller scale on the A4 size paper. So the background is now the low region of the background is now complete, and now moving to the upper region. I am still using my 10B pencil here, and I'm also using the 8B pencil. I'm like switching up the 8B and 10B pencils, and then I'll be moving on to using the 4B pencils. And I also use the thick blending stump here because as you know, to blend over a large surface area, I just use the thick blending stump. You also get the thin ones. As I told that you could use it for the smaller versions. And now my candle is completed, so you could see the smoothness in everything, that you cannot see any patches, and it looks so realistic. The softness of the candle, it all looks real. So this is the final sketch of the candle. And so guys, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, like and share the video.